Hey guys, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game from Dr. Rainer Knizia called Blue Moon City. Blue Moon City is a game from Simon, or Cool Mini or Not, come on, Spaghetti Western Games. Plays 2 to 4 players in about 50 minutes. We'll round it up to an hour, depending on the number of players. An hour is probably long, but we'll say you could play this in an hour or less. And what you're doing in this game is you're trying to rebuild Blue Moon City. I'm not sure of the theme. It's a Knizia game, so the theme is just basically art. And you're trying to rebuild this city to earn crystals because you have to eventually rebuild the Obelisk. The goal of the game is to be the first player in a certain player count to get a certain number of your discs on the Obelisk. You're going to do that through some interesting card play and some moving around, and some of the cards have special abilities, but it's fairly straightforward, and that's enough of me rambling on and butchering what the game is. Let's just go down to the table, take a look at it. Alright, so here's a game of Blue Moon City, all set up for 2 players. We are using the expansion tiles. There's 4 additional tiles. They don't add or change the game a ton, but they are out here. Normally the board would not have these corner pieces. So to set up, what you're going to do is you're going to give each player a player color. So in this case we have white and pink. They're going to take the white disc, pink disc. You're going to shuffle the people card and give each player 8. Build the board accordingly. Place the 3 dragons off to the side. Place the obelisk here on the appropriate side. We have it on the 2-player side. There's also a 3 to 4 player side. And you'll have single crystals, 3 crystals, and dragon scales, all off to the side in a bank, because the goal of the game is to get crystals to be able to contribute to rebuilding the obelisk. The cost is the number on the obelisk here. First player to do 6 is the winner, at least in a 2-player game. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So on your turn, you have a couple things that you have to do. You may move, and then you may either contribute to the tile, which I'll explain, or contribute to the obelisk, but then you have to draw 2 cards and you have to pass. The only thing you really have to do on your turn is draw 2 cards and let the other player go. So here's how what the cards look like. They're going to be a color with a number, and they may have a special ability. Each suit has a special ability on the 1s or the 2, and the green 1 is wild. The greens are only 1. They're wild. So that's their special ability. I'll go into the special abilities when I use them, but otherwise they're laid out in the book. They're pretty easy to understand. They're going to let you move the dragons around and all that kind of thing. So let's go ahead and do something. So let's see. All right, so I am going to, what color do I have? I want to move 2. I'm pink. 1, 2. Then what I want to do is I'm going to play this black card. That's going to let me move the red dragon onto that space. Then I'm going to contribute to this building. So I need to spend 2 yellow cards, 2 value of yellow cards, 3 value of yellow cards, or 4 value of yellow cards. And I can do that as many times as I want. So I will do a 3. And I will do a 2. And I'll contribute. When you contribute to a tile, a building that has a dragon on it, you get a dragon scale. Once all the dragon scales run out, in a 2-player game there are 7, you're going to fire them off. Whoever has the most is going to get 6 tiles, or 6 crystals, and if you have more than 3, the other player has more than 3, they'll get 3. But if they don't, they'll keep theirs for the next round as kind of like a catch-up mechanism deal. Then I'll discard my cards. So I moved, I contributed to a building. Now what I have to do is I have to draw 2 cards. Or I can discard 0, 1, or 2 cards to be able to draw 2 plus this is however many I discarded. I'm not going to discard any, so I'm just going to go ahead and draw. And that is my turn. Now, white player will do the same thing. They're going to look at their cards. They have a pile of blue, so they want to go somewhere where they can get the blue. So let's go down here. They move 2, and they're going to bring in the green dragon. Okay. Now they're going to contribute to this. So they're going to spend 2 2s and a 1, and they're going to put their 5 down here, and they're going to complete that construction of that building. Now let's show you what happens there. So what happens is you're going to, if you have the most tokens here, you're going to get the top part of the tile. So if you look at this one, you're going to get a dragon scale. So I'll give them a dragon scale. Then everybody that contributed will get the bottom. So they'll get a crystal. So they now have 1 crystal. They're in the lead with crystals. Then what's going to happen is you're going to take everything off the tile, give them back their disc, and flip the tile. What that's going to do is anytime one of these tiles gets fully built, whoever contributed to this tile, to one of those tiles, will also get the adjacency bonus of the tile that we built. So you're building like a network, and it's going to expand how strong things are. So that is what's going on there. And that is that. We'll put them back on the appropriate board. All right. And then they don't want to discard any, so they're just going to draw 2 cards. All right, back to me. I'm probably going to play through a couple more turns, and I'm going to just tell you how to build the obelisk. All right, let's see. I have pink. All right, so I'm going to go here. And I am going to, can I bring in a dragon? I could. Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to fly in the blue dragon. And then I'm going to contribute. So I'm going to play this white card. It's going to change 4 other cards to any color that I want. So I'm going to play a 3 brown. The 3 yellow is going to be a 3 brown. And then I'm going to spin these 3 greens to be a 3 white. And I have now completed this building. Because I made a contribution where there's a dragon, I get a dragon scale. And now I get to fire off all the cards. Or all the tiles. Okay, so I get 1 for having the most. 1 crystal for having the most, 2 because I contributed, so I'll get 3 crystals. Then because there's an adjacency bonus, I also get an extra crystal. So I have 4 crystals from all of that, which is pretty solid. Now I get my disc back, flip this tile, so now we have additional adjacency bonuses for building. All right, and then I'm not going to discard any. I spin a whole bunch of cards, so I'm just going to draw 2. And then that'll be my turn. So the more stuff you do, the more cards you're going to be using, and it makes it harder to do stuff without having to just take turns to draw cards. All right, so white is up. They want to come over here and contribute. That feels like the thing to do. So they're going to go 1, 2, and they're going to spend this 1 white to make 2 cards, any color that we want. And I'll spend these 2. They're going to be yellow, so we'll go there. And this is now built. All right, so they get a dragon scale for contributing to the red dragon. And then I have the most discs here, so I'm going to get the 2 crystals plus 2 additional crystals, so I'll get 4 crystals. They're going to get 2 crystals because they didn't have the majority. But then we're also going to get the adjacency bonus of 2 crystals, so we each get 2 more crystals. Okay, those crystals. All right, and then we'll give all the disc back. This, flip the tile, and that is their turn. They're going to draw 2 cards. All right, now I'm going to try to see if I can build something at the obelisk. Let me see how many tiles I have so I can show you that. Yes, I can do that. All right, so on your turn, you can move and then contribute or build an obelisk. So what I'm going to do this time is contribute to the obelisk. So I'm going to go here. You can only contribute here or using the power of the yellow cards. So I'm going to the middle so I can contribute. Now I have to spend 7 crystals. So here's 3, 6, 7 crystals. I turn those back into the bank. And then I take one of my discs and I throw it right there. And I am 1/6 of the way to winning the game. And that's effectively how the game goes. You're going to keep going until the obelisk is fully built, or you've built all the spaces in the city. That's probably not going to happen in a 2-player game before the obelisk gets built. Chances are you're going to build the obelisk, but that's another way to end. And then the first player to get their 6th disc in a 2-player game on the obelisk is the winner. I showed you most of the things of the tile. You're turning in cards to build. If there's a dragon there, you also get a dragon tile. A few of the expansions have some additional abilities, like so this one when you end your turn here, you can contribute to the Obelisk. There's one, if you end your turn here, you can move wherever you want to go. So it just changes it. They add a little bit more variation. Doesn't change the game a ton, but just let you do a little more on your turn. So that's how you play Blue Moon City. Let's go up the top, see what we think about it. All right, well, that was Blue Moon City. So I gotta say, I'm not the biggest fan of Reiner Knizia. I have a couple games that I like. Lost Cities, Hollywood Blockbuster, this one. I've played a few more. I didn't really care for them. But when I do like them, I like them. And this is one that I do like. So this game's really, it's basically a card game. You're using cards to contribute to the spaces on the board. Yes, you're moving your little meeple around, but the cards are the crux of this game and how to use them, when to use them, when to use the special abilities, how many of them do you want to use to contribute to the building, that kind of thing. And it's effectively a race. You're racing to do everything. You're racing to get dragon scales, because once you get a certain amount of those, they'll fire off and you'll get some crystals. You're racing to build the Obelisk. That's really what the ultimate goal of the game is, to build the Obelisk. But it's all just a journey, and you're trying to be as efficient as possible moving around the board and playing your cards. I like this game so much. It's really fun. I like playing it at 2. I think I played it at 3 and 4, but I really enjoy 2 because your turn comes back faster. And I hate waiting around for turns. I know that sounds really terrible, but when I'm playing a quick game like this where I can only do so many things, I don't want to wait for 10 minutes till my turn comes back around to me. I want to go, boom, done, your turn. Boom, my turn. Okay, that kind of thing. So that's what I like about this game. I do have 2 little complaints. One, all these dragons have detachable bases, which seems a little ridiculous, because you always have a red, a blue, and a green dragon. So I don't know. I don't get it. And 2, the tile colors, the colors are a little hard to distinguish. So let me see if I can show you. Here's brown. Maybe right next to each other you'll be able to tell, but it does get a little hard when. So here's gray, black, and red. I don't know how well you can see that. Gray, black, red. The colors are a little hard. The cards are much easier to distinguish than the colors on these in the circles on the tiles. And that makes it a little bit hard. It adds a couple minutes to the game, because there may be times you're like, oh, I don't know what color that is. Is that black? Is that brown? So a little misstep, not going to change my opinion of the game, but it makes it a little annoying when you're playing, trying to distinguish the 3 colors. But yeah, I like everything about this game. It's fun. It's just a good time. And I want to play games that have fun. I like heavy, thinky, deep games a lot, but sometimes I just want to play a fun racing game that has some interesting play. And that's where this one falls. So I'm going to give this a BGM accepted seal. I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 3.75 out of 5 on our arbitrary rank scale. That means absolutely nothing. But we like to give it the games that we enjoy, and that's what I'm going to do. So that is Blue Moon City from Simon, Come On, Cool Mini or Not, and Dr. Reiner Knizia. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. And as always, keep gaming.